All right, students, if you know me, you know this is take 6 or 7, and probably not the last one of a video I'm trying to trying to film for you guys. Just wanted to share a couple of devotional thoughts with you guys, straight to the point. Ever since March, it's been kind of a crazy year. Okay, you were in school, then you weren't. You had summer. You are either hybrid or um, all virtual, online in school, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of stuff has been going on with COVID and with racial reconciliation. And we've got this thing called a presidential election going on. And I've been disappointed in what I see people become passionate about this year. I'm just going to be honest. And I think sometimes we get too fixated on standing up for a presidential candidate, to whatever means that we have lost, that we lose the message of who Jesus is, and that we lose the message of love that Jesus not only lived, but spoke about, preached about. And I just want to share a few thoughts with you, things that have been on my heart and on my mind, and I hope that they will resonate with you, just a little bit, okay? And the first one is this. This is the question is, how are you growing in your love and relationship with God? Don't tell me about the president you want in office. Don't tell me about your opinion. I'm so overwhelmed and just sick of opinions on stuff, okay? Let's get to this. How are you growing in your love and relationship with God? Jesus was asked, what's the greatest commandment of all? And there's over 600 laws that he could have chosen from. And Jesus said, well, you love God with all your heart, soul, mind. And this is the first and greatest commandment. It's the first and greatest commandment. It doesn't mean that all the other laws didn't matter, okay? It's important to stand up for what you believe in if it's filtered through Jesus. It's important to stand up for those who aren't being supported and don't have a voice, because that's who Jesus is, and that's what he stands for. That's what he wants you to stand for. And all of these laws in the Old Testament that they were trying to trip Jesus on, he wasn't saying they're not important. He was saying what's most important is to love God with all your heart and your soul and your mind. You choose whether or not you love God. I can't make you do that. Your parents can't make you do that. The president can't make you do that. Whoever's in power, whatever power means. Jesus had a lot to say about that, but we're not going to talk about that here. No one can make you love God, young people. And so my challenge and question to you is, do you love God? Such a simple question. I know I've asked you this 100 times, and I'm going to ask it 100 more, because it's the most important question that you can answer is, how are you growing in your relationship with God? How are you growing in your love for God? Your love for God should be what drives your passions. Your love for God should drive you to live in a way in which Jesus lived. Look at who he loved. Look at who he reached out to. If we're not loving those people and reaching out to those people, I think we're doing it wrong sometimes. Okay? So Jesus said to love God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your mind. But then he said some other things, and this is the next question I want to ask you, is how are you showing love to others? Because this is what Jesus said next. So after loving God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength, he said, love your neighbor as yourself. All of the law and all of the prophets hang on these two commandments. So the entire book of the law, everything that the prophets of the Old Testament, everything that they said, they can all be centered. They can all hang on these two things, to love God with all you are and to love others. If you look at the 10 Commandments even, the first set of the 10 Commandments is concerning God and how to love God. Okay, don't put other gods before me. Don't take my name in vain. That's about how to love God. But then the next set of commandments is how to love others. We don't steal. Why? Because we are called to love others. We don't covet what our neighbor has. We don't dishonor our father and mother, which I know you love that one. These are about how to love other people. And so Jesus says, hey, love your neighbor as yourself. Why? Because if you do these two things, everything else will fall into place. I think we've gotten so fixated on the wrong things this year that we have lost sight of how to love God and how to love others. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I've been really disgusted with social media and Facebook and inundated with people's opinions on masks and whether you shouldn't wear them. And it's like, no matter what opinion John Miller has, I make somebody mad. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'm at the point where I'm trying to do what I feel is right in my heart, and I know people are going to disagree with me. Students, here's the thing. I think sometimes, like, when we're looking at making sure our opinion is heard, when we only care about what was comfortable for us and what we think is right, we lose sight of what it looks like to love our neighbor as ourselves. If someone disagrees with us on how to wear a mask, I can't believe that person wants me to wear a mask. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, how dare I be told it's infringing on my rights? I've never understood that phrase, by the way. The only right that I see being infringed on is to cover your face, and for me, it probably is a blessing to others that I cover my face. I don't get it. Anyway, another topic. But I think we get so fixated on making sure that everyone agrees with us and that our opinion is the best one, that anyone who disagrees with us, we write them off and we say they're idiots and they're morons. And let's just be honest, those are the things we're saying. And can I ask you, what does that have to do with loving God and loving others? Don't get so obsessed, don't get so fixated on what your opinions are and what you think about things that you lose sight of loving others that are different from you, that agree with you, that disagree with you. Don't lose sight of what it looks like to love them in a way that honors God. That is so important. I'm begging you not to lose sight of that. Okay? And so, and this again goes to where I was just saying, I can be so blinded by my own opinion that I lose sight of how to love others in a way that honors God. And so, students, I just want to challenge you to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, to make an effort to do that. And take the love you're learning from God and use that to love others in a way that honors God. Love those who disagree with you. Love those who get on your nerves. Love those who don't get on your nerves. And I'm not saying just tolerate them. I mean, actually love them and show kindness to them. Don't talk about them behind their back. Don't just, you know what I mean. I love you guys. I hope this makes sense. I hope it resonates with you. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and God bless.